Okay, so hello everybody and welcome back to the second series at long last, I know, of the Retro Cage series. And today is a very special occasion to be back, and I'm glad that I'm back to doing retro reviews. It's been a while since I've done one. I think the last one was White Men Can't Jump, about 4 months ago, if not more. I don't even look at how long it's been. So suffice to say, I'm pretty excited for this first review in a long time. And of course it's going to be a big game that I've been requested a few times to review. So we're going to have a look at one of Capcom's venerable survival horror series, and indeed one of the, in some people's opinions, the best game in the series to date. We'll find out whether or not I share that opinion as I today review Resident Evil 2. But of course, this particular game wasn't, strictly speaking, the first Resident Evil 2, and wasn't really, technically at least, the sequel, the true sequel, if some people are to be believed. Yes, I am, of course, referring to the cancelled Resident Evil title that was planned for release in March of 1997 on the PSX and Saturn, but was ultimately cancelled and built again virtually from the ground up. The beta footage can be found online, and there are people out there who are trying to finish the work, so it's definitely worth checking it out, and it looks very interesting. Although it's worth noting that the backgrounds aren't as detailed as those seen in Resident Evil 2, but not, overly noticeably so. And the character models seem to be lower polygons, but otherwise it seems like a very interesting project, and something definitely to keep your eyes on if you're a huge Resident Evil fan. In the stopgap between Resident Evil 2 proper being released and the original Resident Evil, Capcom also released a couple of various new additions for the original Resident Evil, which is the Resident Evil Director's Cut and Resident Evil DualShock version, which utilised newer levels and harder gameplay for people who had played the original to death, and of course included analog controls support for people who wanted to try that out with their new controllers. But it wouldn't be until early 1998 before the clamouring horde of fans finally got what it was they wanted: Resident Evil 2. Comparative to the original game's fairly slow burning beginning, Resident Evil 2 begins, quite literally in fact, with a bang, as a massive fuel tanker driven by an infected driver bursts into flames, separating our two protagonists, Leon S. Kennedy, who stayed through the revamp, and newcomer Claire Redfield, searching for her lost brother Chris, and providing a link between the original Resident Evil and the new sequel. Unlike another RE titles, and certainly unlike the first, Resident Evil 2 has you controlling both protagonists during the game, alternating at certain points in the story. You start as Leon, then switch to Claire, etc. As you fight your way through Raccoon City, you have but one aim: reach the police station. Capcom do an excellent job of portraying the decay of Raccoon City, again using the superb pre-rendered backgrounds to full effect that makes the game stand out against many of its contemporaries. Resident Evil 2 certainly places an emphasis on action more so, I feel, than its predecessor, as the zombie count is, to me at least, considerably higher, and whilst there is more zombies, the same approach is taken as is outlined in Resident Evil 1. It's not always taking on zombies that's the best way to survive, which is especially true for the normal mode. Unlike Resident Evil 1's character selection, which varied the difficulty and experience of the game depending on who it was you selected, but didn't explicitly say who was easier unless you played Biohazard on the Saturn, as it does there. It's Jill, by the way, that's easier. RE2 gives you a difficulty select instead. But unless you're a very incompetent gamer, you should probably play normal mode. Easy mode is far too easy, giving you 250 handgun rounds, making the survival part of the game quite redundant. The difficulty doesn't seem to reflect the difficulty of the puzzles, however, and in a way I think that's probably quite a good thing. These are still as challenging as ever, combining a variety of differing puzzles, from inventory-based puzzles to timing and good old grey matter bending. They're still very much standard Resident Evil fare, of course not established at this point, but it's definitely like that. Some puzzles, however, are quite obtuse and can really frustrate and slow down the pacing of the game. The introduction of new enemies, such as the vicious lickers, gives the player new options and is a welcome addition to the series, fond of its bizarre monstrosities like RE1's yawn or giant spiders that spawn lots of smaller spiders when killed, and also fits in with the introduction of a new strain of the T-virus, the G-virus, another twisting machination of the evil Umbrella Corporation. The overall design of the enemies in this game, and enemy placement, is excellent, and I feel improved from the original. In particular, the ever-warping tyrant, the genetically altered version of William Birkin, creator of the G-virus, infected by his own creation. He's a terrifying and particularly brilliant in addition to Resident Evil 2. Of course, this wouldn't be a Resident Evil 2 review without discussing one of the more divisive aspects of early RE titles, the tank controls. RE2 retains the tank controls from the original, and while some people don't like these, I personally prefer this method of control and feel they add to the tension of the game. My copy of the game doesn't come with DualShock support, although even some of them do, but even if yours does, I wouldn't recommend using them and stick with the D-pad. For me, it's a far better experience, adding to the harrowing nature of the game, and you get used to them pretty easily. Although I'm comfortable with them anyway, as I've been using them since I was about 11. Once again, I feel that Capcom did a good job with the soundtrack, as they did in the original Resident Evil, helping along the mood of the game, from the fast-paced music accompanying the sudden appearance of a horde of zombies, to the minimal sounds that reinforce the feeling of isolation during the game's quieter moments. Suffice to say, I enjoy Resident Evil 2 a lot, but where does it place on the retro scale? So, my thoughts on Resident Evil 2. I'll be honest, at this point, I haven't played it as much as RE1, RE3, or even Code Veronica on the Dreamcast, but of them all, I do enjoy it. I've only played it for a couple of hours, an hour or so with each character, and so I haven't had a good chance to really get right into the game, and I do plan on coming back to it in another review at some stage. But from what I've seen of it, I do enjoy it. It certainly mixes up the mould, and when I've played RE3, then went back to RE1, I can see how RE2 kind of bridged the gap and made a huge difference between the first Resident Evil game. I enjoy the graphics, I enjoy the sound, I do like it a lot, but I'm not sure what it is. Perhaps I haven't played it enough, but I wouldn't have said it's the best Resident Evil game. I think that especially 3, I would say got it right in terms of the whole showing off Raccoon City, but then RE2 almost scurries back to more what it's used to with RE1, with the whole police station setting itself up as a mansion, and then you go through into the later parts of the game as you would in RE1 with the whole guardhouse and all that sort of, the courtyard and all that sort of jazz. I'm going to say I'm going to give it a rating of must-have. I wouldn't say it goes as far as to be a timeless classic. I know that's probably quite a controversial one, but to be honest, I know a lot of people really like Resident Evil 2, but this is the one I'm the least familiar with. I've only got it within about a year ago, and I haven't played it all that much yet. I will come back to this game, perhaps at the end of the series, or if not, next season as well. But I do enjoy it, and I still thoroughly recommend getting it if you somehow haven't got it already. And if you're a survival horror fan, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this review, then yes, definitely go out and get it. For the next episode, we are going to be going back to the Super Nintendo, and we're going to be sticking with the horror vibe, though not perhaps the survival horror vibe, as we're going to be reviewing Alien 3, released by, I think it was Acclaim, and made by LJN, you know, that fantastically despised games company. So thank you very much for watching. Like it if you liked it, so I know that you liked it, and until next time, folks, take it easy.